HD Ver, Patrick Ver.
What a weird name.
I know. It's JoJo's
For a
Bizarre
weird
Adventure. Game. Yeah, it is a really weird game. So this is an HD-ified ver of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which was a CPS3 fighting game that came to Dreamcast. It is based on some manga.
You sound ultra confident in that assertion.
Don't I? Yeah. That's like, I got this shit on lock. I know everything. Ask me anything about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I will tell you. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is the second JoJo's game. They did JoJo's Venture first.
Is that a fighting game too?
And then they added more characters and re-released it as JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But
I like that over a 2.
Yeah. The first one didn't come out outside of Japan, I believe. And then by the time they got around to making home versions, it was, Bizarre Adventure was already kind of the thing. So they've remade it. This is the PlayStation 3 version. It's a downloadable game. They have a lot of the basic features you would expect from a fighting game, but I'm kind of disappointed because it's the last CBS3 game they did was Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online Edition, and they added like all this cool stuff, all these quests and unlockable things, and I don't know that any of that is in here.
Third Strike definitely came across as Seth Killian's parting shot, like his.
Right.
And I mean that in the best way. Like, he deeply, deeply loved that game, and that was sort of his pet project.
Yeah, there was a real desire to do right by it.
I mean, that game had the Evo challenges in it, where you would try and replicate what was the moment with Daigo.
Yeah, where you just full parries.
Did the full parry.
That whole combo. Yeah.
Chun-Li.
Yeah.
But this is more bare bones, more along the lines, I guess, of the Marvel vs. Capcom HD
Origins
updates they
stuff,
did, yeah.
Or actually, I think Origins might actually have the quest, the
really?
point system and stuff like that.
But when they brought out Marvel vs. Capcom 2, that was a little more bare bones,
that
wasn't it?
More, yes,
yeah.
that was. But
they added
NBC
the widescreen
Origins that they're working on now,
yeah.
I think that's got more to it. So Jotaro here has locked himself in jail because he feels he has a demon inside him. It turns out he does. It turns out he sort of does. So fans of Persona 4 Arena will notice that some of this stuff looks a little similar conceptually in that these guys are able to call out crazy spirit ghost figures that then fight for them. In this game, it is called your stand. Like that.
So right now, there's clearly a filter running on these sprites,
this
right?
is filtered. And I don't know if you actually...
do you have options on the filter?
You can definitely turn it off. I don't know if we can turn it off while we're in-game, because it might be... Okay, yeah. I don't think calling this HD is really...
It reminds me a lot of the... what was it, when Foundation 9 was doing a lot of those early... ports of older games where it was basically just you just put a blur filter on this. Exactly. You haven't really done that much to the sprites.
Kind of blurred it up a little bit here.
I mean, it doesn't look bad.
It doesn't look bad, but I think I actually prefer
the actual
original.
If you're not going to redraw it when they did an HD remix, I'd rather just see the full-on sprites.
Yeah.
They have a little more character to them.
Yeah. This is a 4-button game. Light, medium, heavy, and then a stand button, which when you just hit it by default, it'll kind of call or dismiss your stand, but then there are special moves that you involve, you doing fireballs and hitting the stand button.
So are you still controlling the original character when you... Okay.
Yeah, though there will be some characters that when you call out the stand and do specific things, you will take control of the stand, and your original character will be kind of left there defenseless. This guy's a dick. And this is probably right around the time that I should point out that I'm fucking terrible at this game.
So does this game remains sort of in line with if you've played a Street Fighter game before, can you just execute some of those basic movesets and kind of get along, or
it's fireballs and stuff like that.
Okay.
I think there's some of the combo theory and stuff like that is not necessarily the same, and there are kind of tricky things you can do with your stand where you'll get on one side and the stand is on the other, and you're both just ripping this dude up. And then they have level 3 combos that require more meter and have almost weird Akuma button press. Now, so you see here, now I'm between two dudes. That's kind
of fucking shit up.
Kind of makes it hard to know where to block.
So the stand meter is separate from your super meter.
Yeah, so the stand meter basically is when you call out your stand, it starts draining every time your stand gets hit. And that'll cause a stand, I believe they call it a stand crash or a stand break. A crash there, yeah. So now I can't use my stand until the meter refills, but now it's refilled, so I can call it out again.
So is there a reason not to have your stand called out at all times?
Like well, if it breaks, then there are moves you can't do because you know, like when I'm doing a fireball, that's what's happening. Without my stand, that move just doesn't exist anymore. You know, so you know, it seems like you probably want to have it out most of the time because I can still do those moves with it out.
Right.
But, you know, my stand's going to take damage and eventually get broken and stuff. Actually, I'm just about ready to break this guy's like that now. Oh.
Is there like a standard Ryu character in the JoJo universe? Like, hey, I don't know what this shit is going on in this.
I want to say
can I just play a guy and have some fun?
I want to say Jotaro here is the main guy. Because he's the default character select portrait.
Oh, okay. Because that's kind of the weird part about playing...
Oh, God. Yeah, that's bad.
A game like this is like so many fighting games these days are all established franchises where you kind of know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Then you play JoJo's and it's just like, fuck.
Yeah, I mean,
like the character tropes don't seem as established.
Yeah, there are definitely like a lot of weird characters in the game too, and I've been turned into a poker chip.
What?
I don't fucking know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, oh yeah.
I was trying to do my level 3 super, trying to bang that out, and it just wasn't coming because it's like 5 button presses or and
Lucky Land Communication.
I screwed that up. So let's try the challenge mode here. This is just sort of a, you know what? We're gonna knock it down. See how it goes.
I didn't see that. Take it out in post.
Yeah.
Make it seem like you made it all the way difficult.
Right. I could play as Pet Shop.
That's a great name.
Iggy. Iggy is a dog.
Sure.
Iced.
Look, those are manga pages.
Got it. Okay, now this game makes sense. All right. Iced is going to ice this dog.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, so in this case, the stand is actually replacing the character.
Yeah. So they do different things with how the stand impacts some of the characters that are kind of off the select screen. There's 6 characters that show up, and I don't know if that was the upgrade they made when they went from Venture to Bizarre Adventure, is adding those 6 guys or whatever it was. But Jojo is one of those characters, and he appears to not have a stand at all.
That's why it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
It's pretty bizarre.
Because all of these people, he's just very confused.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on.
I really like the dog's face in the
iced
corner.
win. That's an iced win right there.
The dog seems very confused. Why am I here? Why am I in this border of the screen?
So I can replenish my health gauge or my power gauge here. As we move to the next fight, and kind of choose which one.
So this is specific to the challenge mode.
Yeah, it's sort of a survival mode.
Okay.
The sound, I think, is obviously, this is coming out of the arcade version. I think the sound is really kind of fuzzy. It is in stereo, so you kind of hear it moving from left to right as you move across the screen and stuff. But it's pretty lo-fi.
I was, having no knowledge of the manga even when this originally came out on the Dreamcast. Like, I could never quite tell if people actually enjoyed this game or just enjoyed it because it was so different and strange. Right. Well, it's not a Street Fighter game, so
right.
At least it's different. But I could never quite tell people that meant it was actually a good fighting game.
Yeah, I didn't much care for it when it was originally released.
That's pretty good.
I don't know that anything has changed.
But you just have trouble like grappling with the mechanics, or just like
the mechanics are a little strange, and that's cool. It's like I'm not. It's not like I'm just disliking it because it's different.
Right.
But I never really put the time into this to get good at it. Partially because I don't know that I like the way it looks, and I don't really care about the characters, and you know, a bevy of reasons. But I do like that this dude is named Ice.
Indiana Jones over there.
Yeah, he's pretty harsh with his judgments of. I
mean, I guess I'm not surprised that they didn't go crank it to 11 with the features for a game like this. Like, who you are appealing to with this release is pretty.
So I wonder if that is also the reason why this game is $20.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds like you're gouging.
Right.
Like
that's messed up.
The kinds of people that are going to buy this are probably going to pay you $20.
Yeah, but there aren't a ton of them, and maybe you have to cut in the manga people for the license stuff.
How much was Third Strike? Was Third Strike $20?
Third Strike was not $20.
That. Yeah, maybe it's a license issue. I guess
I don't know that I've seen any sort of justification on Capcom's part as to why this would be $20, but it's crazy.
That is crazy, especially given that they don't seem to have gone above and beyond in terms of a feature set. Now, had they never gone that route, it'd be one thing where you just expected bare bones releases, but given what they did with Third Strike,
which is a CPS3 game, which is the same hardware, you know, the arcade hardware that this game runs on. So, you know, whatever emulation stuff they did seems, you know, whatever. I'm no game developer, but that seems like it would be something you could just plug in.
Doesn't this use the same sort of like new network stuff that they were doing with Third Strike with GPO?
With GGPO? I'm not actually sure. We should probably watch the credits and see, you know, what we can find out about it.
I want to say...
I'm going to play as Jojo, because it's his game.
Jojo versus Jotaro.
So this is online. We're playing against a dude. It has kind of the standard features you would expect there. It's got ranked play, unranked play, an 8-player lobby system.
I remember you saying the GGPO stuff kind of caused an issue with Third Strike, where in theory it seemed like it should be better, but actually made it kind of difficult.
It's one of those things that, like, once you hear their explanation for it, it makes sense, but it still feels kind of weird. They actually ended up patching it. But it was one of those things where a lot of the rollbacks just felt weird, and you occasionally run into cases where you would win a match and then it would quickly rewind and then you lost because the network stuff would sort itself out and figure out what really happened and go, oh no, sorry.
So you actually did lose, but the way it was presented was that you won.
So with Jojo here, since he doesn't have a stand, when I hit the stand button with him, he's just got this little bolo thing here that he'll just he'll break out.
That's pretty good. Do the specials go all the way up to 5?
It goes up to like 8. You know, it goes. The meter goes up.
What changes? Just like the effectiveness?
No. It's just you use one level per super. So I could, you know, if I knew what the moves were, I could.
So there isn't like a level 8 super that uses all 8?
There are level 3s, but I don't think there's any that goes.
Most of these wacky character designs just make me wish there was a new Power Stone game.
So, you know, they threw in some kind of cool art when some of those hit.
I mean, it's a cool looking game. Like, I appreciate the fact that the designs are something different. And I think that's went a long way in why people kind of championed it. You know, originally, you know, that's, you know, kind of today with Skullgirls, just hey, people want something different, and so you kind of get people behind it, sort of regardless, just based on the fact that trophy.
That's right.
Boom.
All kinds of trophies. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe we should just quickly take a look at the credits here.
Look at that.
We're just racking them up now. This is ridiculous.
Gonna earn a platinum out of that one match.
Yeah. Congratulations, you win HD Ver.
Congratulations, you bought JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Thank you for your $20.
Here's your platinum trophy is unlocked by paying $20.
Right. So yeah, they got a decent little how to play section. No, you know, it's what you would expect.
Yeah.
Now, one of the fun things here is that this comes from an era when...
Yo, JB.
Yeah, when you got Yo, JB Fukuda. You got dudes not using their real names.
I think I understand.
Like, oh, yeah.
I think it's kind of shitty they don't go and change this.
Yeah.
I don't know if that...
Well, I wonder if they know. I wonder if there really
that's what I'm saying.
At Capcom, do they have a book that says like, oh, Kano, that's actually this dude.
Oh, Ball Boy.
Ball Boy, of course, Ball Boy. We all know and love Ball Boy. A lot of this stuff has been, I guess, decoded. You know, people figured out like, okay, here's who this person really was, and here's who Yuki-chan's Papa is, and just kind of all the classic. Like Capcom is probably the most famous example for some of that stuff, but everyone was doing it back then. Taito and Konami and stuff will just, you know.
Like, even Nintendo. Inafune wasn't like listed.
You
it was like K.
Inaf King.
Yeah.
And some of that stuff, and you saw Miyamoto go by Miyahon in a couple of games.
I mean, yeah, even if they don't have like some ancient document that explains it, you think this stuff could be like Manatee?
Manatee. Thanks, Manatee.
It just, you know...
Thanks, E. Suzuki.
Clearly, this is not a modern policy anymore. It would be kind of nice if they could go back and sort of address that stuff. I mean, it's a small thing that
it's something
nobody's going to notice.
I've actually thought about contacting Capcom.
But it kind of bothers me.
Look, we've got this database full of credits. I need to know who the fuck these people are. Help me out. You gotta know, right?
Because, look, now we get to the HD version staff, and...
Okay, so this looks like something that actually just came out of Capcom Japan then. So the GGPO stuff, like all that came out of Iron Galaxy.
Oh, that's right.
That fell out of the Lang Zone. And they're doing MVC Origins. But I'm guessing that this is not coming from them?
Maybe, I guess probably. I mean, I didn't say anything about network code.
Yeah. So, hard to know for sure, but you know that would certainly, yeah. That's.
This is built on MT Framework.
That's nuts, dude. What? It's a versatile piece of software.
I guess.
Nuss. Old habits die hard, I guess.
At least they're keeping. Well, it also looked like the early stuff was uppercase and lowercase. Then you have this
Masahito Oya. So he's still there, and they've got something a little closer to his real name. See, these are the things you gotta look for and figure out who the fuck these people are.
This is weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's a special thanks section.
Even in the original, like the original game credits, some of them were lowercase and some of them were uppercase. It's I don't know.
I wonder what determines that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm endlessly fascinated by the credits of Capcom arcade games. It is.
So it wasn't. So it was. I mean, I know it was something pretty rampant in Japan, but Capcom was more famous for it than others in terms of.
Yeah, well, I think also people were playing Capcom games a lot, so right. You would see a lot of their stuff and it's examples like Yuki-chan's Papa, and I think that might be the most ridiculous one out of all of them. And I used to know that person's name, and I can't remember it right now off the top of my head, unfortunately. But website creation. What?
How do these people get in the credits?
Yeah, so I
am befuddled by this $20. I can't quite get over it.
That's a lot of damn money. Like, I'm gonna say, if you really deeply, intensely care about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure from back in 2000 and 2000, I believe, might have been 99 in arcades. Anyway, whatever the dates were.
Yeah.
If you are a JoJo aficionado, then you don't feel like the gouge is going to be too much of a bummer.
Yeah, but if you're just like casually interested or have like some nostalgic memory of JoJo's and like, I'd like to see what that's like.
Yeah,
$20 seems like a lot to ask.
Yeah, I mean there are demos on both platforms.
Sure.
So go ahead and check that out first and see how you like it from there. But yeah, I don't know. Like it's never seemed like a great game to me. But I know there were people back in the day that really did have a real fondness for it. So
it's always more just a curiosity.
Yeah, but it's just a shame that those people are going to have to pay $20 to get this, and it's not even as fully featured as some of Capcom's other downloadables.
Like if you told me Third Strike was $20 and this was $20, I'd say, okay, well I guess that's just Capcom's new tier of pricing for.
Do not give them any ideas. Yeah.
So,
yeah. Rye on that sign there. All right. That's it from us over here from Jojovania. I don't know. From Lucky Land.
Cut the mic.
And we'll see you later, Shadow Dio.